You know the saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You've seen my videos on food, on visiting places, on appreciating music. So another thing I'd like to share with you is appreciation of art. Follow me as I talk about art. Cheers. So this video is going to be a primer on Renaissance art. Before the 14th century, Italian art was all centered on religious iconism, unrealistic figures, and flat pictures with no depth. But then the Renaissance came about, and that changed things completely. In the 14th century, there was a revival of the cultures of ancient Greece and Rome, where people started to appreciate art more. People became more wealthy, and they spent money to appreciate art. They employed famous painters to paint pictures and portraits. Yes, Renaissance art is where things changed completely. Appreciation was on humanist paintings, realist paintings, pictures with depth. The High Renaissance period from 1490 to 1527 featured those trio of famed artists, Da Vinci, Michelangelo and Raphael. Mural painting is actually an artwork applied on a wall or ceiling, incorporating its architectural elements. Mural paintings became very popular throughout the Renaissance period, especially frescoes, which means fresh in Italian. It's actually mural painting on fresh plaster. There's two types of frescoes: true fresco or buon fresco, where the paint is mixed actually with the wet plaster and painted on, and these paintings actually last a lifetime. Examples of buon fresco are Michelangelo's painting of the Sistine Chapel. Fresco secco or dry fresco is paint applied on dried plaster, and these kind of paintings are prone to deterioration and the paint easily flakes off. That's the mistake Leonardo da Vinci did when he painted his Last Supper. Now let me talk about Leonardo da Vinci. He was born in 1452 and died in 1519. And he was the innovator in the form of Renaissance in the fact that he actually used the following techniques to make art more realistic. Number one, he used aerial perspective. In aerial perspective, objects more distant from the subject are painted less distinctly and paler, and in linear perspective, objects more distantly from the observer are painted smaller in size. The second technique invented by Da Vinci was sfumato. Sfumato, or smoky in Italian, is where he blurred the edges of painting so that it looked very realistic. And he also was famed in inventing chiaroscuro, or light dark in Italian, where he used light dark shades to make the pictures more realistic. So that's the difference of Renaissance painting from medieval painting. Anatomic pictures, realistic pictures, pictures with depth, and so it looked more realistic. Cheers. The Mona Lisa, painted by Da Vinci, located at the Louvre in Paris. So in a close-up of the Mona Lisa, you can see Leonardo da Vinci's use of aerial perspective. He lightened and made the far distant objects less distinct and paler, so there was a depth to the picture. In the close-up of Mona Lisa's face, you can see Da Vinci's use of sfumato, where he blurred the edges of close objects to make it more realistic, and also the use of chiaroscuro. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Last Supper in the convent of the Santa Maria delle Grazie, or Holy Mary of Grace in English, and this convent is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is the wall of the refectory or dining room of the convent, behind which the painting The Last Supper was painted on by Da Vinci. This video is actual footage of the Last Supper, which was painted on the wall of the dining room. Unfortunately, Da Vinci, when he painted the Last Supper, he did not use the wet fresco but used the dry fresco technique. Hence, there was quick deterioration of the painting even after it was just finished. With true fresco technique, you can't make changes after it's been painted on. That's probably why Da Vinci tried this technique. causing this deterioration in the painting. The painting describes the scene after Jesus announces that one of the disciples would betray him. Hence, you can see the various emotions portrayed by the disciples: consternation, anger, anguish, despair, and disbelief. Judas can be seen holding the bag containing 30 pieces of silver which he received for betraying Jesus. On close-up, you can see how badly the painting has deteriorated because it was not the true fresco but fresco secco. Researchers going through old manuscripts of Da Vinci actually managed to decipher the names of the apostles as painted by Da Vinci, and this is shown here. And he painted them in groups of 3. In group 1, Bartholomew, James the Lesser, and Andrew look surprised. In group 2, Judas Iscariot holding his bag with 30 pieces of silver looks taken aback. Next to him is Peter holding a knife, and John the youngest apostle looking boyish. Jesus looks serene and composed. In group 3, you can see Thomas is upset, James is shocked, and Philip waits for an explanation. And in the final group 4, Jude and Matthew turn to Simon Peter for an explanation. Da Vinci's interests ranged far beyond fine art. He was also an inventor and architect. Among his manuscripts were found accurate, workable designs for machines like bicycles, helicopters, submarines, and even planes. The Vitruvian Man, done by Da Vinci in 1487, is kept in Gallery Accademia in Venice. Exhibits shows out his sense of proportion, relating man to nature. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that short primer on Renaissance art. Till the next time from Life at 50. Cheers.